You think it's a coincidence that you're watching this right now, that something random brought you here. But what if I told you that nothing, absolutely nothing, in your life is accidental? What if every person you've met, every book that fell open to the right page, every song that played exactly when you needed to hear it wasn't luck or chance, but a whisper from the universe itself? Synchronicities are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs left by your soul, leading you back to yourself. Most people walk through life half asleep, convinced that the world operates on chaos and probability. They believe that meeting someone who changes their trajectory was random, that thinking of a friend seconds before they call is just weird timing, that stumbling upon the exact answer they needed in the exact moment they needed it is nothing more than good fortune. They dismiss these moments because accepting them would mean accepting something far more unsettling, that there is an intelligence moving through their life, that they are not separate from the universe but woven into its fabric, that they are being guided even when they feel most lost. But you know better now, or at least part of you suspects. That's why you're here, because something in you is waking up to the pattern. The synchronicities are becoming too frequent, too precise, too impossible to ignore. You're starting to notice the threads, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let me tell you what's really happening. Your life is not a series of isolated events occurring in a vacuum. It's a conversation, a dialogue between you and existence itself. Every synchronicity is a sentence in that conversation. Every meaningful coincidence is the universe responding to the frequency you're broadcasting. Your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions, your questions. You are not a passive observer in a mechanical world. You are an active participant in a living, breathing cosmos that is constantly speaking to you in symbols, signs, and perfectly timed encounters. The problem is, you were taught to ignore this language. You were raised in a culture that worships logic and dismisses mystery, that reduces reality to what can be measured and quantified, that tells you if something can't be proven in a laboratory, it isn't real. So when you experience something inexplicable, when you think of someone and they appear, when you need guidance and a stranger says exactly what you needed to hear, when you ask the universe a question and the answer shows up on a billboard, you shrink it down. You call it coincidence. You tell yourself it's just your imagination. You rationalize it away because accepting it would mean acknowledging that the world is far stranger, far more magical, and far more intelligent than you were led to believe. But here's the truth. Your rational mind is not equipped to understand synchronicity. It operates in linear time, in cause and effect, in separation. Synchronicity operates outside of those constraints. It exists in the realm of connection, of meaning, of resonance. It's the language of the soul, and the soul doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in poetry, in symbols, in moments that make your heart skip and your skin tingle and your mind whisper, "That was meant to happen." Carl Jung called synchronicity meaningful coincidence, events that are connected not by causality, but by meaning. He understood that there is another order operating beneath the surface of reality, and a causal connecting principle, a web of invisible threads linking everything to everything else. Modern physics is beginning to catch up. Quantum entanglement shows us that particles separated by vast distances can affect each other instantaneously, as if space itself is an illusion, as if at the deepest level everything is still connected, still whole, still one. Your life is reflecting this same truth back to you again and again. Every synchronicity is proof that you are not separate, that your inner world and the outer world are mirrors, that what you focus on, what you feel, what you believe, doesn't just stay inside your head. It ripples out into reality and calls experiences back to you. The universe is not indifferent. It's responsive, it's alive, and it's been trying to get your attention. Think about it. How many times have you been thinking about someone and within hours or even minutes they reach out? How many times have you been struggling with a problem and the solution appears in a conversation you overhear, or a book that catches your eye, or a video that the algorithm somehow places in your feed at the exact right moment? How many times have you felt pulled to take a different route, to go to a certain place, to say yes to an invitation you almost declined, and that choice changed everything? These are not accidents. They are invitations. Invitations to wake up, to recognize that you are part of something much larger than your individual story, that you are held, guided, loved. Even when life feels chaotic, even when you feel alone, there is an order at work. A benevolent intelligence orchestrating the details in ways your mind cannot comprehend, but your heart can feel. Imagine you're standing in a dark forest. You can only see a few feet in front of you. From your limited perspective, your path looks random. Every turn seems arbitrary. But if you could rise above the forest, if you could see from a higher vantage point, you'd see that the path is perfect, that every twist led you away from danger, that every detour brought you closer to your destination, that what looked like chaos from the ground is actually a divine choreography from above. Synchronicities are the moments when you catch a glimpse of that higher view, when the veil thins just enough for you to see the pattern, when you realize, even if just for a second, that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, that nothing has been wasted, that even the detours were necessary, that the universe has been guiding you all along, whispering through signs and symbols and perfectly timed miracles. But here's where most people stumble. They notice the synchronicities, they feel the magic, and then they do nothing. They don't trust it, they don't follow it. They see the sign, feel the pull, and then let fear talk them out of it. They rationalize, they hesitate, they wait for more proof, more clarity, more certainty. And in waiting, they miss the moment. Because synchronicities are not just messages, they are invitations to act, to trust, to move in the direction of the mystery. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and join a community of awakened souls, walking the same journey of spiritual alignment. The universe is not going to send you a billboard with step-by-step instructions written in neon lights. It's going to whisper, it's going to nudge, it's going to place clues in your path and trust that you're awake enough to notice. Synchronicity requires participation. It requires you to develop a relationship with the mystery, to start paying attention, to become curious instead of dismissive, to ask questions and then stay open to how the answers arrive. When you think of someone, reach out. When a book calls to you, open it. When you feel pulled in a certain direction, even if it doesn't make logical sense, move. Because that pull is not random. It's your intuition, your soul's GPS, communicating with you. It's the universe using your own inner compass to guide you toward alignment, toward growth, toward the people and experiences that will catalyze your evolution. And here's the beautiful part. The more you honor synchronicities, the more they appear. The more you trust the signs, the louder the signs become. It's as if the universe rewards your attention, your openness, your willingness to play in the mystery. You enter into a feedback loop of magic. Your awareness heightens, your intuition sharpens. You start to feel connected to a deeper current, a flow that's always been there, but that you can now consciously ride. This is what it means to be in alignment. It's not some abstract spiritual concept. It's a lived experience. It's waking up every day and feeling like you're part of a larger story, like the universe is conspiring in your favor. Like every encounter, every challenge, every moment of beauty is choreographed for your awakening. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstance and start feeling like a co-creator of your reality. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Where is this leading me? What is trying to emerge through me? Let me give you a framework for understanding how synchronicities work. Imagine your life as a river. When you're aligned, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are congruent with your soul's truth, you flow downstream, effortlessly. The current carries you. Synchronicities abound because you're moving in harmony with the natural order. Doors open, people appear, resources show up. Everything feels easy, almost magical. But when you're out of alignment, when you're forcing, controlling, resisting, living from fear or ego or obligation, you're swimming upstream, you're fighting the current, and life becomes hard. Synchronicities dry up. You feel stuck, blocked, like nothing is working. Not because the universe has abandoned you, but because you've abandoned yourself. You've disconnected from your truth, and that disconnection creates friction. Synchronicities are the universe's way of showing you that you're on the right path. They are confirmation, encouragement, applause. Every time you honor your intuition, every time you choose courage over comfort, every time you say yes to your soul's calling, even when it terrifies you, the universe says, yes, this, more of this. And it sends you signs to let you know you're not alone, that you're supported, that you're moving in the right direction. But synchronicities also appear as disruptions, as interruptions, as things that don't go according to plan. You miss a flight and meet someone who changes your life in the airport. You lose a job, and it frees you to discover your true calling. A relationship ends, and it opens space for the love you actually deserve. What looks like failure, like loss, like misfortune, is often the universe redirecting you, protecting you, guiding you away from what's not meant for you and toward what is. This is why resistance is so painful, because you're fighting the very thing that's trying to save you. You're clinging to what needs to fall away. You're trying to control outcomes instead of trusting the process. And the tighter you grip, the more life has to pry your fingers open. Synchronicity is not just about serendipitous meetings and magical moments. It's also about divine timing, about things falling apart so better things can fall together, about the wisdom of delays and detours and closed doors. When you understand this, when you really integrate it into your bones, you stop living in fear. You stop needing to know the whole plan. You stop needing guarantees, because you trust that life is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't feel perfect, even when it hurts, even when you can't see the reason yet. You trust that every experience is shaping you, teaching you, preparing you for what's next. That the universe doesn't make mistakes, that you are always exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn. This is the shift, from seeing life as random and meaningless to seeing it as intelligent and purposeful, from feeling like a victim to feeling like a participant, from waiting for permission to trusting your inner knowing, from dismissing the signs to following them, from living in your head to living from your heart. And when you make this shift, everything changes. Your entire experience of reality transforms. You walk through the world differently, with more presence, more curiosity, more wonder. You notice things you used to overlook, the way the light hits the trees, the lyrics of a song that speak directly to your situation, the number sequences that keep appearing, the animals that cross your path, the conversations that happen at exactly the right time. You realize that the universe is always speaking, always guiding, always loving you, and you just weren't listening before. You start to see patterns in your life, themes, recurring lessons. You realize that the same situation keeps showing up in different forms until you finally learn what it's trying to teach you. That the people who trigger you are mirrors showing you your unhealed wounds. That the challenges you face are initiations, inviting you to become stronger, wiser, more whole. That nothing is wasted, that every experience, even the painful ones, especially the painful ones, are threads in the tapestry of your becoming. You also start to understand that you are not separate from this process. You're not just receiving signs, you're also sending them. Your thoughts are signals, your emotions are frequencies, your intentions are invitations. The universe is responding to you in every moment, reflecting back what you're broadcasting. When you shift your inner state, your outer reality shifts to match it. Not always immediately, not always in the way you expect, but always, always. This is why manifestation works. Not because you're magically controlling the universe with your thoughts, but because you're aligning yourself with the flow of synchronicity. You're becoming a match for what you desire. You're tuning your frequency to the channel you want to experience, and the universe, being a mirror, reflects that frequency back to you in the form of opportunities, encounters, resources, ideas, in the form of synchronicities that guide you toward your goal. But here's the paradox. You can't force synchronicity. You can't manipulate the universe. The moment you try to control it, you break the flow, because control comes from fear, and fear is resistance. Synchronicity requires surrender. It requires trust. It requires you to set the intention, take inspired action, and then let go of the outcome. To plant the seed and trust that the soil, the rain, the sun, the seasons, all the forces you cannot control, will do their part. Your job is to tend the garden, not to force the flower to bloom. This is the dance. This is the art of living in alignment with the mystery. You become both active and receptive, intentional and surrendered, focused and flexible. You hold your vision while remaining open to how it unfolds. You follow the synchronicities without attachment to where they lead. You trust that even when the path twists in unexpected directions, even when the destination looks different than you imagined, it's better. It's always better. Because the universe has access to possibilities your limited mind cannot conceive. And here's what happens when you live this way. When you truly embody this understanding, you become magnetic. You start attracting people, experiences, and opportunities that are aligned with your highest good. Not because you're doing anything differently on the outside, but because you've changed on the inside. You've let go of desperation, of grasping, of trying to prove yourself or force things to happen. You've stepped into a state of trust, of openness, of inner knowing. And that energy is palpable. People feel it. The universe responds to it. You become a living invitation for miracles. You also become more compassionate, because you realize that everyone is being guided by their own synchronicities, even if they don't recognize it. That every person in your life, even the difficult ones, especially the difficult ones, showed up for a reason. That nothing is random, that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And this understanding softens you, it humbles you, it opens your heart in ways you didn't know were possible. You stop judging yourself so harshly for past mistakes, because you see now that they weren't mistakes. They were detours that taught you what you needed to know. You stop regretting the roads not taken, because you trust that the road you're on is the right one. Even if it's been rocky, you stop fearing the future because you know that the same intelligence that's been guiding you this far will continue to guide you. That you don't need to have it all figured out. That it's okay to not know. That the mystery is not something to be solved, but something to be lived. This is the gift of synchronicity. It's not just about magical moments and divine timing. It's about a fundamental reorientation to reality, a shift from separation to connection, from fear to trust, from control to surrender, from meaninglessness to meaning, from sleepwalking to awakening. It's about remembering what you've always known but forgot, that you are not alone, that you are not random, that your life is not an accident, that you are a beloved part of an intelligent, conscious, loving universe that is always, always speaking to you, guiding you, supporting you, loving you. So pay attention, notice the signs, trust the pull, follow the breadcrumbs, honor the whispers, take the detours, say yes to the invitations, and watch how your life transforms into something far more beautiful, far more meaningful, far more magical than you ever imagined possible. Because nothing is random. Nothing has ever been random. Every moment, every encounter, every experience has been a thread in the tapestry of your awakening. And now that you see the pattern, now that you understand the language, you can step fully into your role as a co-creator. You can start consciously participating in the conversation. You can start living from synchronicity instead of in spite of it. This is your invitation. Not to believe in magic, but to remember that you are magic, that you are a walking, breathing miracle in a universe full of miracles, that the same creative intelligence that spins galaxies and orchestrates seasons and beats your heart without your conscious effort is the same intelligence moving through your life in the form of synchronicities. Trust it, follow it, become it. The universe has been waiting for you to wake up, to remember, to come home to yourself. And every synchronicity is a love letter reminding you, you belong here, you are seen, you are guided, you are loved. Nothing is random, everything is connected, and you, beautiful soul, are exactly where you're meant to be. If this resonated with you, don't just let it be another video you scroll past. Subscribe, not for me, not for the algorithm, but for yourself. Because choosing to surround yourself with these reminders, with this frequency, is how you stay awake. It's how you keep remembering when the world tries to make you forget. It's how you stay connected to the truth of who you are. Like this video, if it moves something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And know that you're being here right now reading these words. That's not a coincidence either. That's synchronicity. That's the universe confirming that you're on the right path, that you're waking up, that you're ready. Welcome home. To celebrate your arrival, we've prepared a gift, a guide to help you navigate your inner transitions with clarity and elegance. Alignment. 7 phases of consciousness awakening. Download your copy from the link in the description.